One-to-one functions. For a function to be one-to-one, the original function and its inverse must both be functions. Now, from previous classes, you probably learned to use what's called the vertical line test to tell if something was a function. And what you did is you took the graph, so you might have to put it in your calculator to look at it, and you take your pencil and you run it vertically across the graph. So if I take my pencil and I run it vertically across this graph, it only crosses in one place at a time. If it only crosses in one place at a time, it is a function. So let's look at another one just to give you an idea. Let's say I took a parabola. If I take my pencil and run it vertically across a parabola, it's only going to cross in one spot at a time, so that one's a function. This one would not be a function, because if I take my pencil and I run it across the graph vertically, it crosses in more than one spot at a time, so it is not a function. Now, in order for something to be one-to-one, that graph must be a function, and its inverse must be a function. So, to tell if something is one-to-one, you need to perform the vertical line test. If it fails the vertical line test, it's not one-to-one. If it passes the vertical line test, then you perform the horizontal line test. If it passes both the vertical and the horizontal line test, it is one-to-one. So let me give you some examples. Let's take a parabola, for instance. We already said that a parabola was a function, because if I take my pencil and I run it across the parabola, it only crosses in one spot at a time if I do this vertically. If, however, I do this horizontally across a parabola, it crosses in more than one spot. So a parabola is not one-to-one. So pretty much any function that has an even exponent is going to be parabolic in shape. In other words, it's going to have legs that go up or legs that go down. None of those would be one-to-one. If we took a line and we graphed it, so here's my line. If I take my pencil and I run it vertically, it only crosses in one spot. If I take my pencil and I run it horizontally, it only crosses in one spot at a time. Therefore, a line is one-to-one. So all you have to do to determine if a function is one-to-one is graph it. So put it in your calculator and look at it. Take your pencil and run it vertically. If it only crosses at one place at a time, it's a function. If I take my pencil and run it horizontally, and it only crosses in one place at a time, the function is one-to-one.